What's up, everyone? This is the first episode of the Bloodline Breakdown. You just saw Martina on her ringside rundown. We are starting something new. I'm sure she filled everyone in, kind of. And we're gonna be figuring it out and everything. But Martina, how are you doing after your first of two this evening?
I'm doing well. I just want to say, guys, I am so sorry that I'm late. I definitely underestimated how time it was going to take me to wrap up and then jump over because I'm telling everyone else, go over, go over, go over. And then I'm over here like, he's running out of time. So, oh, hey, Brooke. Hey, hey. Yes, I am so sorry, guys. In the future, I might need to wrap up like 6:50 6:55, 6:50. So sorry about that. Oh, hey Jackie. Oh, thank y'all for being here. Thank you so much. Hey Mitch. Thank y'all for being here. I'm sorry for my tardiness. Lesson learned. Oh, hey Robert. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you. I acknowledge you as well. Thank you. I apologize for my tardiness, but I will get it together. Thank you
Yeah,
for your grace.
we'll figure out the timing. It's all new. It's very basic background, so we're working on it. But we we got some great stuff planned. I should have also been having everything ready, given that I was in here and was ready to go. Not really ready to go since I didn't have the
We're learning, guys. We're learning
yeah.
how to.
There we go. I'm pulling up my PDF. So the first topic there is the new tag team champs, Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa. Solo wanted Jacob to surrender his tag title to Tonga Loa because he didn't want his enforcer to be in a tag team champion. What do you take from quick question, do you have work tomorrow? Oh, I definitely do. I work Saturday as well. So SmackDown and the final bell. We're relooking. we're redoing everything. New names. Same team though. So we will yes, I do work tomorrow. Um, wow, that this is going to be a lot of fun because the chat is already going. I see this. Looking like Bill Belichick.
Yes.
Yeah, I got major hat hair
Y'all
right
are
now.
so funny. I just want to say real quick. Oh, that's okay. I just wanted to say real quick that we decided to do this. This was highly requested from a lot of you that are here in the chat. We were getting a lot of feedback that you guys liked our extraordinarily long streams and you wanted to see more. So, got to give the people what they want. Isn't that right?
Absolutely. Whatever's best for business. So, and apparently it was best for business that we have Jacob Fatu not a tag champ. What were your immediate thoughts whenever we saw this go down? And of course, this was last Friday during what the one. I mean, it dropped in ratings because Roman wasn't there. Well, I mean, that's expected. So, what were your first thoughts whenever we saw Fatu give up his title to the Timu Usos?
Hey, Daniel Barry. I saw this one coming because, of course, we have to pave the way for Jacob and Roman to meet at some point. So I knew that that was going to happen. And Jacob, I mean, we've all seen him. He doesn't need the tag team title. Like it's awesome. It was cool, but he doesn't need it. He's still menacing. He still fears. They call him the Samoan werewolf, and now they're calling him the Samoan destroyer. So he's gonna spear and and whisper in the wind and Samoan drop everybody, and he doesn't even need the title. So even with the boot, might I add, even with the boot, which he now has off. He's no longer boot strong, as you would say. But yeah, the title needs him. He doesn't need that title.
The boot strong thing. I can't believe we got that going from London. Kind of one of those first time where I saw it, where he made the connection of neck strong and when Pretty Deadly did that too. Tati Leah type fan of storylines chat. Yes, absolutely. Get the chat going. That will be the big. That will of course be the downfall to whenever I my arm. You stay on 20 more minutes. And I said, I love you, Jacob. I love you. Jacob was just
I love you, Jacob. You gotta do the voice.
I, I, I tried it.
You
I'm
gotta
not
do the
as good as
voice.
you are, but
You know,
uh,
I agree with you, Jackie. Like, here, you go ahead. You go ahead.
oh, I thought you were frozen again. I thought I was. I mean, I
Oh
thought it
no,
was my
I'm waiting.
internet at first. But yeah, I can't do the voice as good
Not
as
this
what you
time.
did.
I'm like,
So no, it was stolen because I was on my way home tonight from work. So it I don't think Jacob should have any dialogue yet. I mean, yeah, him and Roman both haven't really said a word since Roman's return, besides just Jacob, getting hearing him on the hot mic and everything like that. But you were saying about Jacob being a spy for Roman.
yep. I can definitely see it. Because he is, like you said, he's insane. Like, this man moves like none other in the ring, and I could easily see this being like some kind of strategic partnership. But then he put Paul through a table, and he put Roman through a table. So I don't know. I mean, it's gonna take a lot of forgiveness. If you put me through a table and it breaks, I don't know if I'm gonna be ready to forgive you and my wise man. You put me and my wise man through tools. I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, if forgiveness is going to be the theme going forward, I mean, it can all come back and work. And there's so many layers on top of it with this bloodline story, and it all started 4 years ago to last night. It was 4 years ago last night when Roman and Paul Heyman were first seen on TV together. So everything started back then 4 years ago. It's 4 years later, and we're at where we are, where we're at, and everything. And it so many more layers to go, and going forward, and who knows what is going to happen. The Jacob aspect now is an added layer to it, and yeah, I wish I could do. I try to do the voice, but I can't. I've been talking on the
Oh,
phone
sure
all
you
day,
can.
and
All you have to do is just,
have you
I
noticed
love
when
you,
Jacob?
Solo. I love you. Like, just extra passionate, you know. Have you noticed Jacob? Yep, I agree with you, Jackie. When Jacob yeah, what you said. He does not, like, Solo is hugging Jacob, but he does not embrace him in return. There's definitely some coldness there. I don't know if that's just playing up to his savagery or whatever, but it's something a little off.
I thought that too at first, and then that's whenever I started seeing the everything saying like he's just showing that his emotion his own way by just screaming out, "I love you, Solo. I love you." Um, yeah, I mean that's
There you
gonna be
go.
another.
You nailed
I
it.
tried. I tried it. That's gonna be another interesting part to it and everything. Right as of right now, I love how it's not predictable with the blood. Oh, it's good, and good catch on the novel, Bloodline novel, and not the forbidden word of the forbidden S word. Uh, but yeah, it's just crazy to think
The
four
blonde
years
man who
ago.
shall not be named.
Worse than we could say Voldemort. I don't care. But no more, no mention of the crybaby. That is for sure. And the Cody slander. Oh no, I just said his name. The slander of the Senator Crybaby slander will remain and take part tomorrow. Probably not. Hopefully, well, twist my arm. Not as late going into Friday into Saturday because I do work, so I might be running a little late to the Bash in Berlin watch along, but I will be there nonetheless. I will be seated as will everyone, and I've been trained well. Yeah, I mean you put in just as much time as in the chat as we
Oh yeah,
do on the stream here. So, but yeah, Jacob not boot strong anymore, but he is plenty strong without said boot.
you
Um,
the ones.
that
You
he
the one.
the ones. Um, the ones.
Oh
There's
yes,
speaking
for
of the
sure,
ones. There is
for sure.
not one bloodline bloodline member involved in a match at Bash in Berlin. Not Nia Jax, not Naomi. Um, and this is feels like the first time in a very, very long time that
Zero.
there's no Bloodline member. As many as there are, there's none on the card for Saturday. Oh no, Bloodline! Oh shoot, snap! Bloodline 3.0 show. What can we say? All right,
Oh yeah.
chatting amongst the chat.
Hey, Uncle Todd.
Yeah, your thoughts on
Yes,
the
and
women's champion being snubbed
thank you. I
and
see we've
Naomi
got a lot of you here.
turn anytime soon.
That you're right, because the match with Liv and Dom, that's not for the women's title. That's just for dominance, right? Like the Terror
Yeah,
Twins versus her
yeah,
and Dom.
yep, yep.
Yeah, so there's no women's. Well, that's not true. There the women's
The
tag
tag
team
titles.
title match,
Yeah,
but no women's single titles matches. Yeah, yeah.
it's just it is.
What
It's very
what
great.
Brooke said though, I for a Naomi turn, I would like her to turn because I want her, like Jay, I want her to have that edge that can take her to a championship, because being sweet and glowing has not gotten her there, just like being fun and yeeting has not gotten Jay there. So I'm like, if yeeting and glowing aren't doing it, you might just have to start some super kicking to the head, and you know, doing the rear view to the head. We might you have to get a little bit more vicious.
I was just thinking that. Same thing. Both sides make that switch that they won't make with anyone else. It seems like Senator Rhodes. I'm talking to you. The pause is taking me out. I'm already knowing what you're thinking. Oh yes, yeah. I mean, it would be something new. And a heel turn can help everyone. I think it at some point I want to see that along with the reuniting of Jay. I don't think we're going to get heel necessarily just because Roman is so much just back as a face, and I think that's going to be the reaction for Jimmy when he comes back. Question: any chance Kangaroo joins the Bloodline this year? Oh no, not another pronunciation that I got to get down. I'm gonna say Kangaroo. I mean, I'm still saying hi Coolio. So
I'm not familiar. Kangaroo, is this like a pseudonym or a alias? Who is that? Yeah, please
that's
hold on.
immediately what
Yeah,
I was thinking.
Google's time to hit the Googles.
Yeah.
Tell us more, Mr. All Days Off.
Yeah. Fill us in on the
Yes,
on
Brooke, I agree.
another
Literally
layer
begging, like begging, pleading.
another layer of this Bloodline story. I just typed in kangaroo wrestler. It popped
Yeah.
up the fabulous kangaroos, but I don't think that's.
When you say kangaroo, I'm thinking about MJF with that kangaroo kick. I'm like,
I thought
I'm
that
never
too immediately. I thought that too.
Hikaleo. See, I can do it. Hikaleo.
I'm sticking with High Coolio because it's just too funny.
Yes,
I see what he means now.
it
At
is.
first, I thought maybe I okay. We gotta yes. I forgot the cane and kangaroo side by side. That was
Oh,
that was a long
oh
night
my
last Saturday night.
gosh.
We will.
Oh my
That was a
gosh.
long stream, and then an even longer night afterwards. So yes, that is so funny. I mean, that's kind of funny that I'm sitting here. I'm literally googling and trying to figure out
That's too funny.
what that means. Yes, that was hilarious
I
when
did forget
Lemon
about
did
that.
that.
Oh my gosh.
It funny enough though, I
If y'all
did
don't know what we're talking about, basically, I'm sorry, go ahead.
no, it's I did look up kangaroo wrestler and it popped up. The Kangaroo Wrestling Club is a Facebook page. So shout out to them. I just thought that was really funny.
That is funny.
That is so funny
Oh
though. Oh,
gosh.
they're
Yeah,
we're
that
getting pops from the chat. I can't get over that. That was such a
Yeah.
oh, feels like
The
weeks and weeks
base
ago.
if you
Sorry.
many moons have passed. It's been so many streams and talks and research, and it's only been a week, but it feels longer.
That is, there is no doubt on that one. But yeah, as you were getting to it, one of the last, I think the last stream that I was on, that I did, was that Friday into Saturday where we did the post bell, and then it was, I mean, we talked about anything and everything, that Friday night into Saturday, and it was a long week in between that with, again, car stuff, just like I said on Friday and everything like that. So yeah, that the picture slipped my mind because there were so many pictures made and memes thrown out and telestrations done and everything like that. I keep seeing WWE views dropping. How bad was it? Well, funny you should ask that.
Oh,
That
Brooke.
is a topic that we're going to get into.
So
Did you have anything to add
it
to
sure
the Bloodline
is. Funny you should say that.
not having matches on Bash and Berlin? And then
I
we
think you're frozen.
I'm telling you, the storm is I it was I am I good now? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm shaking
Okay.
my head because those
Oh,
Cody crybabies, they just don't want us to talk to the
bet-
people.
between the Cody crybabies and just Mother Nature, she must be the biggest Cody crybaby because, like I said, it was raining when I was on my way home, and I'm like, oh man, this isn't this. They're trying to stop us, but nothing will stop us from giving the people what they want. So, um, yeah, the views, the ratings took a dip again without Roman, of course, and this was from WrestleNomics. Um, the you found this tweet and you brought it to me. What do you make of it? What is your immediate thoughts on it?
Yes, I did, and I had a picture of it, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm scared to bring it up because we're already kind of glitching and roboting, and I'm scared that it might throw things off even more. So I'm looking at my Wi-Fi signal, which I have my internet anyway. I'm a little afraid to pull it up. So, yes, according to WrestleNomics, I can pull it up and read it to you. The ratings have dipped without Roman. Shocking, I know. Um, which is very interesting because people swear up and down that Roman fans are just making it all up and y'all are just bitter and we're too emotional and Cody's the most over. Well, the ratings say otherwise. And this is according to WrestleNomics, which is a really great account. If you're not following them on Twitter, you should. They talk all about the nitty gritty numbers in wrestling. And according to WrestleNomics, it says this episode, so this episode being last Friday's episode of SmackDown versus the week prior, it was down 9%. Viewership, that is, viewership and ratings down 9%. It says this episode versus the previous 4 weeks was down 6%. And the this year, current 2024 quarter three P2 plus the average versus 20, basically this time now versus this time last year is down 4%. So pretty much across the board, ratings are down, which is unfortunate. Honestly, this does not bring me joy. Like a lot of people might think, oh, you just want to see Cody fail. No, it actually makes me sad because Roman spent a long time, 4+ years, building this title up, building this company up, making the undisputed universal title like the most prestigious prize in wrestling. And to see ratings drop makes me very sad because he had brought it to unprecedented levels. So to see it go down, it doesn't bring me joy. Like I how about you? What do you think, Nick?
Yeah, I mean, just I can, and it's looking at it numbers wise, or just watching it and seeing it just go week to week. For the 3 weeks, Roman's back, SummerSlam, and then two SmackDowns. It's up. It's that it has the big fight feel, and then all of a sudden the next week Roman's not on there, and it's like, oh, okay. Cody's on with great the Grayson Waller effect. Okay, cool. Kevin Owens comes out. They still respect each other. They're getting in a tag match, and it goes back to the can they coexist type of matches that we got years and years ago, which were trash. And sure enough, they teased the heel turn, and then it's like, maybe next week, maybe. But yeah, fans are not tuning into Cordell Raheem Rhodes from Mr. Holiday's off there. Jordan says Cody wins at Bash and Kevin goes rogue after the match. I mean, I would hope so. I hope we get it at some point. Hope we get it at some point. They act like the man didn't work at all from 2020.
That's what I said too, Jordan.
To Jordan and to
yep,
and
100%.
to Brooke. It's embarrassing because they made the Cody the face with tears running down it.
Which, oh my God, that's actually a really nice segue, because more cold, hard facts and numbers, because like I said, people love to say when I say I mean the Roman Empire, the Island of Relevancy, the ones, the people who really are paying attention and not living in denial about who the face of the company is, which was backed up by Bloomberg. Did you see what they posted this week?
I did not.
Like, it's not just in the world of wrestling. Like, basically, for those that didn't see it. Oh, okay. So for those that didn't see it, about to say that man's name, Paul and Roman are going to be doing an event with Bloomberg, and I actually can find it. You guys have probably seen this. The tweet itself, and again, this is per Bloomberg. This isn't like some random dirt sheet. This is from Bloomberg, which is a highly esteemed company. They, of course, I have to find it, but they put out in the copy of this advertising this event, they called Roman the #1 box office attraction in wrestling, and below that, like, perennial WrestleMania main eventer. And that's from Bloomberg. That's not like I said, this is an esteemed organization. So it's, people that are saying like, oh, Cody's the biggest draw in wrestling is just, well, no one else seems to feel that way. So where are your numbers? Like, we have numbers. And speaking of numbers, merch sales, another way to gauge popularity. According to WrestleSeek, which is also an excellent account on Twitter, highly recommend that you follow them. The Bloodline members are leading in the top 10 merch sales. Not just this week, but in weeks prior. Jey Uso had several spots in weeks prior. And this week, as of August 28th, Roman was leading in the top 2 spots out of 10, and Jacob Fatu was number 10. So out of the top 10 best-selling merch in the company is Roman and Jacob in there. And of course, there were so many others in between. But guess who was not in there, Nick? Well, you want to take a gander who was not on this list?
Cody wasn't there.
You in the chat, if you know that ding 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 ding. And the funny thing about this information is per WrestleSeek from WWE.com according to their numbers. And the funny thing is, watching people arguing, oh, that information's not credible. Oh, this organization says something different. So are they trying to say that WWE.com doesn't know how much they're selling on their own site? Is that what we're doing now? Is that really what we're doing?
That's where we're at. That's where we're at with it. The Cody crybabies, they think they're smart, they're slick. But it just, I mean, when the numbers say it, they got to find any way they can to try and tear it down and deflect it and not acknowledge it. They're not acknowledging it. Like Brooke says, if Cody wasn't pulling in numbers, nobody would be complaining. How has he been the face of the company for 5 to 6 months, and people are still begging for Roman? Every single week since the Raw after WrestleMania, when Cody's first appearance with that title, what were we getting immediately? Thank you, Roman, and we want Roman. Every single week.
100%
single week for the last 5 months.
Absolutely. And I think an extra layer of that, I always bring this up because I feel like it doesn't get enough credit. Oh, hey, Jesse. Welcome back. He has said nothing. The only thing that during that time between when Roman lost at WrestleMania and when he came back at SummerSlam, he tweeted thanks. He tweeted like at the next day, like this is day one. What I can't remember exactly. What did he say exactly? Like yesterday we mourned, today is day one, or something like that. And
That sounds
he said
close to it,
he
or
thanked
if
people
not it.
for and he thanked people for their condolences when his father passed. He thanked people for condolences when his uncle passed. But other than that, he has not talked about wrestling at all. Like no tweets, no Instagram, no TikTok, no nothing. And even since he returned, he appeared 3 times on TV. He uttered not nary a word. So that is powerful that this man has not said a word on TV, and he's still selling out merch. He's still a draw. The ratings are down. Like how much more evidence do we need? Like are we just going to be in denial forever? Like is that what we're
We're
going to
over
do?
here. We're over here on the island of relevancy and just waiting for it to come back, waiting for everything to pick back up. Meanwhile, the Cody Crybabies are living in denial, and they can live. The Mickey Mouse Championship the run that he's on, compare it to the greatest title run of any time, all time. And meanwhile, like it's been said over and over again, the bracelet story on Raw and the Ula that them fighting over the Ula Fala on SmackDown are levels above the world championships in WWE currently, and that's just a fact. That's just a fact.
Absolutely.
Jay Uso is top 3 every week. My man
I
is
would
getting that bag.
Yes, I would even go so far as to say that at this point the world heavyweight title is more of a draw. I would even go so far as to say the women's tag team titles are more of a draw, because we know like Naomi and Bianca and Jade and the Unholy Union, like those ladies have a huge following, in wrestling and outside of wrestling. I would say, sadly enough, and I honestly am not trying to be a hater. Like I've said this before, this isn't just trying to always rag on Cody. I'm just using my eyes and my deductive reasoning.
Yeah,
It really seems like out of all the titles, even LA Knight's US title run is more interesting right now. Like Cody's story is the least interesting title story, title novel on the show, on the in the company. Isn't that crazy?
it's not only is it crazy, but it's just a fact. It is absolutely a fact. There's no edge. It's all, I respect you, and you want a title shot, you can have it, because I know you're not going to beat me yet, because I'm gonna get my way. I got my way in April this year with all the Cody Crybabies backing me up from January through April, and I took all my beatings from The Rock, and I finally got to beat Roman, and now we don't know what we're gonna do, because, well, we're just gonna make it up as we go along. It's like you said countless times in the many shows. Dartboard. All right, I guess we're gonna do that. And it just yeah, the grass isn't greener, and fans have been chanting, we want Roman every single week, every week.
Every week. And going
Oh,
viral, like I've seen so many montages of clips from TikTok and Instagram, like all over the world, not just in America, all over the world, of people in bars and in their houses. Like when he came back at SummerSlam, people going crazy, men, women, and children, people of all backgrounds, people of all ages. Like his impact is undeniable. Like it's just at the point now where who said it? Jackie, when she said Roman predicted this would happen before he dropped the title, he 100% did. He might tell you a joke, but he won't tell you a lie. He said it. Like we remember that interview where he said, people think they know what they want, but and the interviewer was like, "Do you think they're gonna miss you when you're gone?" He's like, "Oh, 100%, 100%." And I'm like, man, was that a prophecy or what?
it's not a prediction, it's a spoiler. He got his way as soon
Yes,
as he came
indeed.
back. That's a fact. Jesse there said Usos are going to reunite with the tribal chief. What about the
He
honorary Us?
did.
Your guy Sammy, you're the honorary Us, huh?
I'm sorry, I was taking a nap. Sorry, I'm sorry, I was just resting my eyes.
No pop.
Y'all know I don't I don't like Sami Zayn. Zero, no pop whatsoever. He just doesn't do it for me. Sorry. I mean, if you're a Sami Zayn fan, I love that for you. We all have our favorites. Brooke says, leave that man out of the novel. Yes, please. Like, I'm not, I feel like I don't see what other people see. And like I've said this before, like comedy relief, um, when it comes to in ring abilities, like the way they book him is crazy. Like, are we really to believe that Braun Breaker, a man who can spear you into another galaxy, was taken out by a haluva kick like twice? Really now? Come on now. This
Make
man
it
could
make
spear
sense.
the Hulk into another stratosphere, but a haluva kick, just be so for real. Come on now.
Make it make it make
No,
sense. That's what it make it make
no.
sense.
It
He
has to make sense.
it could never get into the
Yes.
gingerbread man. Gingerbread. Not then, not now, not ever. Yeah, I never got it. I never got it back whenever he was
Me either.
having two or three intercontinental title runs and feuding with he was the real one, and then it was Jeff Hardy and the Miz that were also there in the pandemic era, and then they he brought Logan Paul into it with the conspiracy stuff and everything, and then him and Kevin Owens had their moment or whatever. But I've never been a fan of Sammy, even whenever he did everything with Johnny Knoxville at 38. I just never been like a eh. And then the honorary, I mean, it was funny whenever he was able to, but again, he was with, look at who he was with. So he was elevated and he was given extra aura points because of who he was with. Um, and he was funny, but it's like, I mean, like you said, Jimmy, Jay, their comedic part is so much better without Sammy than it is with Sammy.
100%. 100%. He is, and I understand he's meant to be like the underdog. But is that just going to be like his forever gimmick? Like you're forever the underdog, just like Cody wants to be the underdog, but then you want to be dominant at the same time, but then you want to cry. It's just like we gotta pick a side. Like, are you an underdog? Are you a heel? Are you a face? Should we feel sorry for you? But then you say don't count you out because you're training like Rocky. Like an identity crisis for me. It's just a lot going on, and it just does not resonate with me. I know we all have our people, but um, this iteration of Sami Zayn is just not doing it for me.
There's no real iteration or part of Zayn that was ever like anything besides just he's better at chasing the title than he is holding the title. Just like Trick Williams, just like Cody Rhodes, and those three are going to be tied to that level forever. Kevin Owens, he should have had three or four intercontinental title runs over a Sami Zayn. I mean, he should have had a shot to actually hold the Universal title before it was unified and then made into back into just the WWE Championship that Cody is smearing the lineage of once it was elevated to the point where it was, and now it's just been in a nosedive ever since April 8th of this year. Roman needs to apologize.
Tragic.
Apologize for putting the company on his back for the last 4 years. What?
Right. For making the company more money than they've ever made before, for leading them through Vince's allegations, through a merger, into a new era. Like, I'm like, no. And I said before, he was just playing. He was just playing. He was just being a silly boy. He was just playing. He was just playing. Like, people, so why so serious? He was just playing. He was doing what he had to do. It was just a joke. It was fine. It was fine. It's totally fine.
Yeah, just a joke. The numbers are jokes. The ratings are jokes. The sellouts are jokes. The merch sales are jokes. It's not about numbers. It's not about money. If it's not about this. It's not about that. It's just about I respect you. and finishing the damn
Gosh.
story.
But
That's what it's about.
but Nick, you forgot that he cheated all the time. That's the number one thing you hear. He cheated all the time. I've said this so many times because he was the first and only heel to ever cheat, right? 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 Right?
Apparently so. Apparently pinning and stacking and pinning Daniel Bryan and Edge in the main event of WrestleMania, the first WrestleMania back in front of people, uh, stacking and pinning him, stacking and pinning. That was cheating. Winning the Universal Championship 4 years ago from Bray Wyatt, from the Fiend, from Braun Strowman, in a triple threat at Payback. That was cheating, I guess. Immediately putting his cousin into the main event spot. I guess he did that just so he would cheat for him. I mean, again, the numbers are their kryptonite. So, yeah, he cheated. There was shenanigans, but I guess it's 1,300 or
People really pick
1,316
and
days
choose when to
with an
use that
asterisk
argument.
by it. With an asterisk by it. Whoops.
God.
Oh no, apologize
Right.
to Sammy. I'd
Oh
seen
no,
tweet.
apologize. Brooke says, "Oh no, apologize."
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
This storm, this internet, we are being sabotaged every which way. Oh no, apologize to Sammy. I'd seen tweets saying
I'm
he needs to
telling
get in
you.
good graces with the twins and Sammy in order to face the new bloodline. I get apologizing to the twins, but Sammy, he begged 40 days and 40 nights to be a part of that. Yeah.
People got Sammy should be groveling at his feet for even giving him the time of day. Like, come on now. People play too much on the internet. Just get on there and just say anything. Like, exactly, Jackie, exactly. Like everything y'all are saying. Like, y'all are always here. Like, exactly what you're saying. People, the apologize. Like you said, I apologize for being the greatest champion. I apologize for making the company more money than they've ever made. Because what company wants to make money? I apologize for getting the highest ratings. I apologize for selling out stadiums. My God, like crazy. And exactly, Jackie, I have been saying that for so long. People really going to act like Ric Flair didn't call himself the dirtiest player in the game. Like Eddie Guerrero didn't really say, I lie, I cheat, I steal. Like, you know, every heel in any era has cheated. So are we really going to, and then I another thing I add to that, people act like they didn't boo him for years and years when he was winning clean as a face. You booed him winning clean as a face, but then you don't like him cheating as a heel. Like, what do you really want? Pick a side. Which is it?
They just want him in any. Now they just want him. They want him there if he's not saying something. They want him when he's saying something, and the hot mic is the only thing to catch it. They just want him there, and then whenever he goes away, then it's back to we want Roman, and it's a never-ending circle, and it shows again. Using exactly facts, using evidence, using numbers, using ratings, using sales. It's pointless to keep arguing because it's like we could show you X, Y, Z, A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, and they're still gonna say, "Oh, but he's never on TV. He doesn't defend the title." God. What do you want from me?
But you said Mr. All Days Off. I could hear that voice too. What do you want from me? Like he was like ugly crying when he said that. I remember that. But what you just said, Dick. Okay, you mentioned this. You were the first person I heard to mention this. Like, oh, I was never there. Blah blah blah. Okay, so Cody is there and he's winning clean, and what? It's boring.
Mm-hmm.
What did they have to say for that? Winning clean, he's there, and it's still boring. So I'll take, works part-time and brings prestige to the title rather than there every week just to cry. Is that really winning? Is that winning now? The benchmark for winning is showing up in tears every week, and we're supposed to say that's a win? Like, no. Please be so for real. People are just not serious.
Oh.
This is not a serious conversation.
Yeah,
I want to talk about title reign is boring, sir. That's what I want to talk about.
he still worked through boos unlike others. Oh yeah, yeah. If Cody starts getting booed, he's gonna cry. He's gonna start crying. But yeah, yeah, putting on suits every night
For real.
and
He
still ain't
cries at
getting any
getting
numbers.
cheered, getting booed, fall knees.
I hate when they say, "What do you want to talk about?"
It's like I get up. I've started taking a break. I'm like, I'm gonna take a bathroom break, get a drink, go reply to my text or something. Because anyway,
it it is so crazy because everyone said as soon as the bloodline would come out, oh, here we go. They're gonna come out, make their way to the ring. They're gonna say city, enter city name, acknowledge me. Well, Cody does the same thing. His entrance hits. He does the whoa. He comes to the ring. He looks like he's gonna cry, and then he says, "So what do you want to talk about?" It's the same thing, except it's Roman is demanding the respect that he's earned, the acknowledgement that he's earned, and then Cody's just there. Oh, what do you want to talk about? And it's his catchphrase symbolizes his entire championship run. They don't know what they're doing, and Cody doesn't know what he wants to talk about. So he asks the crowd, the Cody Crybabies, and WWE is doing the same thing. They're asking the Cody Crybabies, "What do we do now? Where do we take Cody?" Triple H said it in the WrestleMania talk. We're going to go with you winning, but we still might go with Roman
it's
and
a
Rock.
cycle of disappointment.
Facts.
Just disappointment. I feel like building a new company as a I'm telling you. I mean, it's the thing is, it's so crazy how, the Cody crybabies, like they cried and tweeted and boohooed and got what they want. But I'm sure you've heard this, even for WrestleMania 41, they're talking about Cody versus The Rock. I'm like, now wait a second. Wait a second. You mean to tell me we might get finessed out of Rock versus Roman again? Are you kidding me? Are they lobbying the Senate? Like, what kind of power do these people have? That's crazy. Like, what is happening?
Don't get me started with the finish the story. He's still talking about it. Yeah, I thought it was finished back in April. Thought we were on to the next one. Add another layer to your repertoire. He's a one trick pony. It's what do you want to talk about? What do you want to talk about? Look at my suit. Look at my suit. I gotta. This is the suit I finished the story in.
He didn't finish that story. He just has a bookmark. It's just a bookmark in that story, in that novel. It's not finished at all. Because I said this before, like he peaked at WrestleMania, and it's not necessarily that Cody is not talented. It's just that they back themselves into a corner that he's never going to top that. No matter, like, how are you going to top finishing your story? How are you going to top finally getting the title that your dad never got? Like, they back themselves into a corner. Okay, you ended the greatest reign of the modern era, I would say, of all time. Yep. How is he going to possibly top that? Like, what can they even do, even with him as a heel? Nick, what do you think? Like, even as a heel, do you really think he's ever going to be able to reach WrestleMania 40 level of greatness again?
They would have to do some cheap just digging at the fact that he went to AEW. He would have to mention AEW. He would have to say, I went and did this and then came back because they needed me, and the title was being held hostage, and I had to do it, and I chose not to win the title in the place that I started, that I built, that, and he's just gonna have to be everything that everyone thinks Roman is in the I'm just gonna show up, wreck everyone and leave. I mean he would actually have to do something for it to work.
That's true. Exactly, Brooke. Exactly. Again. Yep. Yeah, they're all days off. Like it's no like what that mean? Like they can't keep getting away with
Yeah,
this. They
yeah.
can't keep getting away with this.
I really love being here. Discuss this discussion we're all having.
That's just
I'm going to tune in more often, as you should. As you should. We appreciate it. And if you can get over on YouTube and subscribe to the Tribal Reign Media YouTube channel, as well as the Twitter account, and soon to come the Facebook page. And don't give them any ideas. Uh,
like Roman used to do. Shh. Triple H
oh man.
battery. He does. He definitely does. You know, they have burner accounts. They do. They definitely do have moles and spies and burner accounts. For sure. I've definitely seen things like I'm sure you've done this too, Nick. Like I've tweeted things and then like shortly thereafter. Not that I'm like a huge person on Twitter or anything like that, but I've seen WWE tweets where I'm like, I literally just said that. I definitely just said that. They have their spies.
They're in
Well, if
there.
you're
They're in the
spying,
comments.
do run Rock versus Roman. Please take that.
Yeah.
If you don't take
Yeah.
anything from this, for sure, for sure. Which one of you is Triple H? At least say hey.
Take notes on this comment from Mr. All Days Off here. The get the burners in here in the chat on Twitter, on YouTube, and write that down. Write that down. Write that down. I don't know if you know Goldberg's son Gage is a walk-on linebacker for University of Colorado. They just did a small segment on Goldberg.
Tell the Roman would say.
What's that?
I did not know that. I was I forgot what I said, to be honest with you. Forgot what I said.
You said
I said Roman used to say social boy. He'd be like, hey, what up, social boy? Like they're a social media person.
I'm sure he said that in the many promos he said to Logan Paul. Now, how I'm interested in this. How I bet you Logan, the episode of Roman on Impulsive is probably more entertaining than the last 4 or 5 months of Cody's championship reign. Given that, I mean, like you said, Roman would mention the social boy and everything. I mean, I can numbers after numbers after numbers and just instance and example and everything. The Cody crybabies are just gonna that's not really real. It was time. It was time to end the reign. It was time.
But
well,
but that's not a credible source, though. That's their favorite thing to say. That's not a credible source. Like I was reading on feelingsblake.com and they said, okay, right, perfect, great, awesome. Whatever helps you sleep at night.
Yeah. Rock Roman better happen at 41. It should have happened at 40. Yeah, it definitely should have. I mean, just from the feel of what the press conference was to kick everything off, and their face to face, and them showing the entire family tree of the. I mean, it just that story, the intro to that, what we got, and then it was interrupted by Senator Rhodes coming out crying. Wait a minute. You didn't win the Rumble. You don't get to choose. I get to choose. And I want Roman. I want Roman. Even Cody wanted Roman. I mean, you can't make this up. You can't make this up. You can't.
True.
You can't make it up.
You cannot. You cannot. And I have said, even Cody himself, if we're gonna keep it tall, don't you find it interesting? He was gone from WWE for how many years? A good 10 plus years or something like that. Mm-hmm. 6, 7, 8, 9 years. It was quite a while. And whose reign did he choose to come back during? Mm-hmm. There's been a lot of champions in the time that he was gone. A lot of Universal champions. A lot of people have held that title. He chose to come back during Roman's reign, pun intended, because it was prosperous, because it was more eyes on the product than ever before. He himself was elevated by Roman.
There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it. Senator Rhodes just took me out. Not the oh,
Senator,
I'm so glad
pastor.
they don't have his logo added to the emojis there, but I'm still confused on Seth's part in all of this. Like, you don't you have your own title match with Yeah, that I mean, it's great that they finally got Seth into the main event of a Mania. And I still want to see him main event. I still think Punk and Rollins should main event next year. And I mean, this can kind of get into our fantasy booking. That was also on our outline for tonight. But Punk and Rollins should be on WrestleMania next year. Roman and Rock should be on WrestleMania next year. And I mean, just possibly named both title matches. And look who's left out to dry. Although he's not going to be dry because he's going to have tears running down his face because we're leaving him out. But I mean, he's going to have tears no matter what. So, Cody Rhodes, I mean, Triple H said it.
That's true.
The card was done 70% for WrestleMania last year in October. Well, we're almost in September, so you got to think if this is their timeline to have the card done. Do they have plans for Cody Rhodes for next year's WrestleMania? I mean, the Raw after Mania, Raw came out and Cody just handed him his title. So I hope that's not what we're gonna get, because I don't want to see that. I want to see Rock and Roman. I mean, are they going to turn it around and are we going to have the Cody crybabies and then the Roman Empire rise up and just
Redeemers.
Roman Redeemers. Yes, I love it. The Cody crybabies and the Roman Redeemers. Now, careful, we can't do too much, because then we'll get the rematch again, or the trilogy, and Cody's gonna get his crybabies to make him win again, and then we're gonna be sitting ducks. And
oh my! Don't Nick, please, don't speak that. Don't speak it. Don't speak it. I said this before. I still haven't recovered from April. Like I'm still, what do people say? I'm doing the work to work through it from April. I don't know if I could handle another one. Like, I just cannot. I hate seeing Cody win, period. But watching him beat Roman again, I just don't. It might take me out. I don't know if I could do that. It's hard to even say the words. It doesn't even sound right. Like, no, it's stressful. But I will say, even though I don't want to see this at Mania, if we do get Cody versus The Rock, good and well, Dwayne Johnson is not going to job to Cody Rhodes. So that could be a plus.
Yeah, it's just, where are they going to do it? Are they going to do? Is that their plan for the Saudi Arabia show at the beginning of November? And Cody's run is going to be from April to November. Like that's how you, because you got to think about it. Like, they ended the Gunther's reign, and it was after it. Sami Zayn, I'm sorry, but what did you do for the title? Braun Breaker's had it for not even 30-something days, and it's already back to being on the road to being elevated from just how dominant he is, and he's more believable that no one's going to take that from him, just like looking at it, no one was going to take it from Gunther. Like, at this point, anyone could go take Cody's title, and he's just going to say, "Hey, give that back. I respect you. You can have a title shot, but just give it back."
I mean, I respect you, but please get my title back. I did that because there's more than one royal family, and it's for my dad. I did it for my dad, and please give it back. Please. I'll be your best friend. You're already my brother, because everybody's his brother and his friend. My God, come on.
You could do my podcast.
Now wait a minute. Now, Mr. All Days Off. Exactly. How about I give you some Wheatley's vodka? What do you say? Mr. All Days Off. Now, please, sir, please don't speak that evil over us. Whose side are you on? Please don't speak it. Don't put that out there. Don't. I rebuke it. He will be a champion again. He will be. I don't know when. I agree. I don't know when, but he has to be. He just has to be. If John Cena could be a 15, almost 16-time champion, surely Roman can hold it again.
Yeah. Yeah, at this point, someone could give him a friendship bracelet, and he could walk around holding that like a title, and it would be back like he's a champion. So, um, I mean, Cody was the champion without wearing the belt, as he said on the Pat McAfee show, leading up to WrestleMania, and sure, yeah, you did all this, you did all the Golden Boy stuff, you kissed all the babies, you signed all the stuff, you stood in the lines, you gave away your shoes, you were people's best fans, whatever, but you're not doing anything for drawing in money. You're not bringing in any views. You're not. I mean, what are we really? What are we really talking about? Jay did more than Sammy did. Absolutely, he did for
Shoot, people are talking about LA Night more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I need a Snickers bar.
Maybe I need myself. Yes, that's what it is. That's right. You're just hungry. It's okay. We forgive you. It's cool. I understand. We all get hungry and, maybe a little tired. Maybe drink some water, a little dehydrated. It's okay. It's fine. We get you. I know you got this. I know you've got it. I knew you had it. Get you some Prime. We are not sponsored, but I would gladly. Oh yeah, yes. Y'all, please help me. Help us bully Logan into making Naomi and Libby. Libby is Nick's dog. Naomi needs to be an ambassador because Glow is her whole persona, and Libby is just an adorable dog. Like maybe they could do, like a joint ambassadorship, because this is her brand all the way all the way up and down. We need Trinity Trinity X, Naomi X Prime. I want to see that. Run it.
Yeah.
They help us. I've been hashtagging and tagging and hashtagging all the things.
They got to get it eventually. I mean, Patrick Mahomes is a Prime athlete. Cody Rhodes is a Prime athlete. And look at that. Cody Rhodes signs with Prime the week leading up to WrestleMania, and then he goes and wins at WrestleMania. So coincidence? I think not. He does. I don't think he has his own bottle yet for release in the public, but Patrick Mahomes has his own bottle. Kevin Durant has his own bottle. Aaron Judge has his own bottle. Oh. What I say? What I say? Don't twist my arm.
She said, "None, Nick." You know what it is. I bet you the problem is fitting that ugly big old logo / tattoo on here and copyright, because I'm sure Cody's wants his coin for that, which I get it. Get your money. I didn't say he was dumb. He's just boring. Get your money. I guarantee you it's like, so how should we have my ugly tattoo cover the entire bottle or maybe just behind? Like, how? That's what it is. I guarantee you they're just working out the logo. He'll get it eventually, I bet.
Oh. I will be adding that one to my collection, but that's going to go in the back of the collection. They should give him the IC title. Watch how many. Oh man, Roman. That would be hilarious if Roman all of a sudden goes on a run with he gets the United States title, holds it for 3 months, and elevates it. Then goes over to Raw whenever we get over to Netflix in January. Holds the Intercontinental title for 3 months and elevates it, and then wins the World Heavyweight title and holds that for 3 months, elevates it, then comes all the way back. Meanwhile, Cody's over here kissing 100 babies every month, but he having a title defense here, going over to defend it on house shows. What good is defending it on house show when I'm waiting here on TV and all you do is come out and cry? At least when Roman was on TV, my eyes were on him, my attention was on him, and the WWE Championship. I mean, what are we really talking about?
I completely agree with you. I said that too. Like, honestly, they should do it just to prove a point. Just to prove a point. Like, I agree. He should hold like every title but that one. And I agree. He could make the speed title look prestigious. Like, let's be all the way real. It used to be the title makes you a champion, but Roman makes the title prestigious. Like it's flipped, the power dynamics have flipped. Absolutely. Yes. He could be any champion. He could be the 24/7 champion, the speed champion. They could they could give him any title on NXT, on any title of any kind, and I guarantee you everybody's going to want it. Just like Brooke said, they're going to lust after it no matter what title they give him.
Yeah. I just, you said Speed Championship. I immediately thought of Braun Breaker versus Roman Reigns for the Speed WWE Speed title, main eventing WrestleMania over Cody Rhodes in the WWE title, and I would throw my wallet at it.
Take my money. Like, now you know this match is only 3 minutes. Like, that's fine. Let's get it. Like, run it, book it. Let's go.
It's
that
3
3-minute
minutes
match would still be more interesting.
It's 3 minutes that's not, what do you want to talk about? And
oh my gosh. Absolutely.
I respect
3 minutes of excellence.
Mr.
I mean, hey. We have history together. Like, his whole formula is so interesting. Like, okay, we're gonna name drop the other promotions, but they don't. Isn't it funny? They'll say New Japan, they'll say AEW, they'll say NWA, but they will not say AEW. Is that not funny to you? Like, that's just so funny.
They won't do that final, because that's what they're waiting. They're waiting for that first one that'll be the one that gets them ratings. That will be whenever he actually turns heel and leans into something that's entertaining and isn't gonna make me just like you said, sit here and make me think that Karrion Kross is on my screen, or the Final Testicle is on my screen, or I mean his two managers that don't talk. Like,
but I know you don't like the two managers who don't talk, but I still say, even though of course he has work to do, I still feel like Kross still has a better aura and presence than Cody. Because Cody, his presence is corny. It's very like almost cartoonish. But at least Kross is kind of brooding, and he still somehow looks more the part than Cody to me. Like, I know he might not be that great on the mic, and he needs his mustache, but let me put it like this. If I was an alien from another planet and you showed me a picture of Cody and you showed me a picture of Karrion Kross, or even just show me their entrance, like show me Kross's entrance and show me Cody's entrance, I'd be like, this Kross guy looks more like championship material, and he's got he's got the two tough guys. He's got the pretty lady. Like you said, he has a manager that doesn't talk. A Hall of Fame manager, by the way. But I like Kross. I'm rooting for him. Like, I don't want to see anybody fail. Like, let me just put that out there. It's not that I hate Cody and want to see him fail, because I really don't. I've said this before. I'll say it again for new people who are listening. I was actually a really big fan of Cody when he was in AEW. I felt sorry for him when he was getting booed out of the building in every city. I really didn't. It's not that I hate him and like, boo this man, I hate him, I want to see him fail. That's not the case at all. I just want to see him do more than what he's doing. I want more. Like, this iteration of Cody I don't like, but I don't hate him as a human being. I want something different than what we're getting. Does that make sense? Does that make sense, Nick?
Yeah, and that's fair. I mean, that's all we're asking for. We're just not crying about it and complaining that Roman does the same thing every single week. How does he do the same thing every single week if he's not on TV every single week? And they act like they're not the ones getting
questions that need answers.
They're acting like they're not the ones getting the most hype on Twitter whenever we see that Roman Reigns returns next week graphic pop up on SmackDown, and they're not getting their popcorn ready. They're not getting, planning to, as soon as work lets out, I'm going to get my food, and I'm going to be seated for this 20 minutes segment of the Bloodline, of Roman coming out of the backstage segment at first, and Jimmy Uso being on the injured reserve list, and then coming out and calling an audible, and then Roman coming out and laying into whoever he's facing, but also at the same time raising him, the tide that raises all ships. I mean, you can't say it any better.
You cannot, because it's true. It's absolutely true. Like, there is not one person that Roman faced during his reign in those 4 years that didn't come out better. Except I will say maybe, but he still, I would say, you might say Riddle, maybe not, but that was more his own doing.
Yeah.
Because that was kind of some news that Riddle has been saying that, he can beat Roman in a real fight. Riddle's people, if you're listening, I just want y'all to have him to stop talking, because I know a lot of people don't like Riddle. He's another one. I'm actually rooting for him. Like, I want him to get clean and get things together, because he's actually a really talented fighter. But I want him to stop talking. Like, don't talk about it anymore. Like, don't just cut it.
Yeah, he saw that talking about Jake Paul wasn't enough to get the boxing payday and do that whole thing, and then he's like, well, maybe I could get my way back into WWE, and they could do a what do they do, a fight pit match where do that the MMA rules match stipulation type thing. Brooks says here he hasn't been able to elevate himself because he jumped the gun. Came in, sucked up to the right people, and forced a storyline, novel line that had nothing to do with Roman. It was never going to work unless he put the time and effort to build future feuds. Exactly, and it's so funny that at first they were fine with him being on Raw. Whenever we still had the two titles, Roman just held them both. Why couldn't they have separated the titles and given the WWE title back over to Raw, and Roman could still be holding the Universal Championship? That's what his title run started with. That he said it in the very first promo with him and Paul Heyman. Win back the Universal title, his Universal title that he never lost in the first place.
He never lost.
He never lost it. So,
100%. Yeah, he doesn't. But again, this is yet another testament. He didn't say, who is he not talking about? Sometimes it's what isn't said. Who is he not talking about?
Cody Rhodes.
Don't you find it very interesting? He's named. Okay, you guessed it. You guessed it. You got it. Is that not even interesting? Like, even with Roman having no title and Cody having the title and finishing his story, still he's not the guy that people are talking about.
Womp womp.
Is that not hilarious?
Womp womp.
Womp 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 womp.
I mean, pretty soon he's gonna be like, okay, well, the Cody thing isn't even worth my time. Not that it's not working; it's not worth his time. And then he's gonna go and start chirping to CM Punk and saying, "I want a shot at that bracelet," because again, CM Punk's friendship bracelet is more entertaining to watch two guys fight over than Cody's respect championship. And I mean, just I said it. I keep saying it. Can they coexist? This is the can they coexist era where we're gonna pair someone up with Cody, and Cody is going to be in a never-ending feud with the Bloodline, and every opponent he has is just going to fight the Bloodline with him, and be his Cody Venger.
Not a witch.
Oh. Bro.
So about that's such a brutal insult. Yo, right, bro.
And he wants
but you
to
get
smoke.
why. Right. You get why. Like,
not the smoke.
That was what I found so interesting, that it's not even so much what he said, it's who he was talking about. Like, I still found that, like, Cody has to be seeing this. Like, I would feel some type of way. Like, I spent the last 2.5 years trying to get this championship, and I had a whole bunch of people to cry and bellyache on my behalf, and then I win it, and still no one's talking about me. Like, he's crying right now. He is. He's sitting there right now. Riddle did not acknowledge me. Everyone's still talking about Roman. He felt some type of way. It's still proving our point.
He's sitting on his porch at 4 a.m. with Pharaoh, who he had to tell that sob story to bring Pharaoh then into his entrance and get the plus 3,000 aura points, which were to Pharaoh, not to Cody. But Pharaoh is probably tired of hearing him cry. That's why he's done going on the road with him. That's what it is. Pharaoh looked at Libby and said, "Please don't make me go with that man anymore."
He said, I am tired. I've done all I can do for you. I'm tapped out. Pharaoh said, look, let me be. Let me live my golden years in peace, please.
That AJ.
Yes, Jackie.
Oh.
It was terrible. And again, I don't think this is any fault to AJ because we all know AJ is indeed phenomenal.
Yeah.
It was the buildup was tragic because again, like you said, they have literally used they've used the same form, copy paste every. I love you. I respect you. We have history, and I've watched you in this promotion and that promotion, name drop, except at EW. I love your work. And another piece that we forgot, he's gonna compare that person he's feuding with to someone else from the past. Like he called AJ Styles the modern day Bret Hart. I'm like, it's not that AJ Styles isn't good because he's phenomenal, but he's just name dropping for clout. Like he doesn't mean that. It's just for clout. Everything he says is to get a pop, and it's a cheap pop.
I was
And
just thinking
besides, don't
that
talk about Bret
a
Hart.
cheap
I
pop,
don't like that.
cheap,
I don't like that.
cheap,
Cheap pop.
cheap pop or no pop. That's what Cody is. That's what Cody's all about. Cheap pop or no pop.
That's right.
Cody did
Yes,
say they
I
haven't broken since 40. I mean, he sure was all eyes
I
whenever
thought
Roman
that was
came out at SummerSlam. So
he was. I thought that was hilarious. Like in the documentary, Cody straight up said, like after the match, I went backstage to talk to Roman, and he was gone. That was so funny to me. Roman's like, look, I'm about to go. What we all talk about? I can hear him now. I can see, I can see him now. What will we be talking about? What? That's probably where he got that. Up, clock that. That's probably where he got that. What do you guys want to talk about? He's probably like, write that down. Write that down. Brandy, write that down. I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna use that in every city, everywhere we go. I guarantee you. Roman says something like that, and he overheard it. He was probably peeping around the corner, and he heard Roman say it, and he's like, he doesn't want to talk to me. Because remember, Cody said, I'm going to make Roman acknowledge me. Womp, 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 womp. Roman ain't doing that.
oh, that's
Never
so
going to
cool.
happen.
I'm just picturing him walking around backstage and all of a sudden stopping and then hearing Heyman and Roman. Wise man, what are we going to talk about? And he's like, ooh, tribal chief.
That's good. Write that down.
Tribal chief. I'm
Write that down.
going to ruin your
Write that down.
title run. I'm going to bring my dog in to get some more aura points, and then I'm going to win. And tomorrow night, your cousin's going to come out and ask to hold my title. And then I'm just going to let him have it because I respect him. I respect your family and what you've done for the last 4 years. And then we're going to be stuck and we're not going to know what to do. And meanwhile, Triple H is still back there laughing at Roman saying, "This is my company."
Yeah, the OTC is still. He's still he went from the big dog to the head of the table, the tribal chief, and now the OTC, our tribal chief, original tribal chief, the only tribal chief, the only like Pat McAfee said, and he's still head and shoulders above everyone, title or no title.
Without a doubt. And that was one of the first things I'm like, people are like, oh, Rock and Roman doesn't need the title. And now it's like, oh, but we should have Rock face Cody first, and then it could be for the title. Well, 2 months ago you just said it doesn't need to be for the title. You were advocating for Roman to drop it to Cody and then on night 1 and then do Rock and Roman on night 2 without the title. Which is it? Which is it? They're backtracking again.
Those goalposts. Yeah, those goalposts are on wheels on ice. They just all over the place. Any which way. As soon as you start to make a point, you gotta move. Nope, nope. Change the conversation. Because they can't say that we're lying. So you have to just simply change the question.
Oh, that is so true. It is so true because it's time after time after time after time again. It just all of a sudden it's not. It's okay if Cody doesn't defend the title every week. At least he's there, and then he's there, but he's boring. Well, Well, at least he's defending the title on a live show. Well, what good is that? Because you're not seeing that unless you're there. Oh, well.
Okay.
He's kissing babies and he's staying after and he's signing stuff and his merch is fun and he does the whoa. That's fun.
It's always an ever changing argument. Let's see. Brooke said, "I'll tell you what. Had he made any noise with his Brock Lesnar saga, I might have actually tuned into Cody. That man gained nothing from those matches besides multiple." Besides multiple, in all caps, multiple trips to the hospital every week. I'm telling you, man, I agree. I would feel some type of way if I took 27 F5s in a row and about died and still come out come out no better than you went in. You're right, because it wasn't for a title. It wasn't even really for bragging rights. And it was honestly just busy work. It was like word searches and coloring pages that you give kids just to keep them occupied. That's what that was. It was busy work while Roman was, finishing out the rest of his title reign, sadly. Because yeah, and it didn't even him. You're right about that in so many ways, because even him beating Brock in the end did that. What did that do?
He earned Brock's respect.
Oh my god. They take at this point, I want someone to be disrespectful. Just be disrespectful. I'm tired of I respect you, I respect you. No, I respect you. No, I respect you. No, I respect you. No, I respect you. Be disrespectful. Somebody please. Please be disrespectful.
Hopefully we get some of that at Bash in Berlin. That was a good portion of fantasy booking right there. Do we want to go into Bash in Berlin picks and also NXT No Mercy predictions and then wrap this first episode of the Bloodline breakdown up, because we know we're going to have a marathon of Cody slander tomorrow on as well on SmackDown, and then on the final bell, which will be again right after following SmackDown.
That's right. Yes, let's get it. Let's do our Bash in Berlin picks.
All right.
Exactly.
KO my turn. That's my number one pick. I know that. Let's see. Hopefully the internet is going to be kind to us. I'll do we can hopefully
I'm going to do it like Jacob Fatu. Just do this the whole time.
All right, here we go. Just make sure I have it here, right? All right. So the first one. All right. Of course, Blondie is there front and center. The WWE Championship. Kevin Owens versus the American Crybaby. Nightmare. Cody Rhodes. Cody retaining in the respect match of the century for me. And with Kevin Owens finally turning. What do you think?
Yes, I agree. Absolutely, I agree. Kevin needs to turn badly. And because you're right, because since Cody is going to retain, we know what we're getting from him. So they do need to throw some curveballs in there with KO.
Exactly. Yes, it's got to be something. And what do you think this opens the card up, since the title of the company, the company's title, the namesake of the company, that doesn't have to main event the shows anymore. What does it matter where the champion goes out? What does it matter what order the champion goes out in that? Because we got hometown hero in the next match, Gunther versus Randy Orton for the World Heavyweight Championship.
That's right.
And I got another champion retainment. I know a lot of people want Randy to get 15 and then have a good shot at being the one to break, or then to get to tying and then being the one to break Ric Flair's record, which I wouldn't have an issue with. But it's like, we know Gunther's going to hold on to that sucker for a while, and he's just as he's on that same level of Cody in his title run. He at least is good in the like. It puts on good quality match after quality match, and it has that big fight feel when he defends the title. But it's still a monotone, same type of promo every single week. So, but Gunther over Orton for me.
Yes, I agree. And again, I feel similarly about this one. Like you said, we know that Gunther's retaining. Gunther is retaining. So can we get Randy to turn on somebody? He might not. I mean, I know him and Gunther already have beef. Can he also turn on Cody? Like, I would love to see Kevin and Randy join forces to turn on Cody. Like,
Except
give us something. Like you said, we already know who's going to win, so they've got to do something else.
Jacob said, you took Brooke out with that one. You're
Moving
getting a
around
bigger pop
like
here, getting a bigger
crazy.
pop here than Cody. Gunther and Randy should main event. That's, I mean, I'm guessing that's
Right.
probably going to be the main event just because he's in, it's hometown thing. Um, and I mean, the history of hometown super talent going to their hometown and losing is pretty high. So maybe we get a switch up and I mean something crazy. But I still think Gunther is gonna. It would be crazy, but Gunther over Randy, and then we're probably gonna see Randy backstage and Cody come up to him, and then that's where we're gonna get the turn, and then Randy's gonna make his way back to SmackDown, and then we're finally gonna get Cody. I want Cody and Randy at Bad Blood. I do because I think that would be. Cody loves to bleed, so maybe a little color will make him more entertaining.
Oh my God. He does. You're right. When you said that, I had flashbacks from AEW. Like, oh my gosh, he loves to bleed. He loves to cry. He loves to get whipped. Like, I'm sensing a pattern here. Like, he really enjoys getting whipped, and I say enjoys because he's done it so much. He got whipped by NJF. He
Yep,
got whipped by The Rock multiple
yep,
times. He got
yep.
whipped by The Rock and Roman. I feel like he got whipped by someone else too. He likes it at this point. You like that, sir? That's a choice.
The next one is I'm excited for this one. The mixed tag match: Dirty Dom and the women's world champion Liv Morgan versus the Terror Twins, Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley. This one is tough for me, but I don't know. I think the Terror Twins take this one. Rhea pins Liv to set up their rematch eventually for their what will be their second singles feud, and then add a stipulation to just them and their match. If you make that an I Quit match, if you make the make it something. I know everyone still wants to see custody of Dom match, but I think now it's pretty much Rhea realizes she's too good for that that great hair but crappy mustache dirtbag, as McAfee would say in so little words. So I got the Terror Twins over the women's champion, world champion, and Dirty Dom. What about you?
I could be wrong. I feel like the Terror Twins, they should, like, morally, they should win, but somehow I don't think they're going to win because you remember we still got Finn, we still got
Yes.
Carlito, we still got what's the big head man, JD McDonough. Like, we still have there, there's going to be interference. Like, there is. Like, I'm sorry, that man, he has a large dome. I mean, I get it. I have a sizable dome myself. I understand having a large head. It's more knowledge. I get it. I understand. He can't reduce his head size. I get it. But yeah, there's going to be some interference, and I think that interference is going to cost them because remember, they're also still teasing Damian versus Finn. So I
Yes.
think because remember, Finn cost him the title at SummerSlam. I think they're going to run that back again. The
Right.
only way I can see Rhea and Damian winning is if they recruit some help of their own.
Right.
Um, yeah, I don't think they're gonna. Numbers wise, the numbers are not on their side with this one.
Large dome,
He does. He has a sizable
bobblehead,
noggin.
bobblehead, Funko Pop, big head. Uh, I'm trying to think. Like, I think Michael Cole dropped Lego Head in there one time. I can't wait till we get Finn versus Damian. That's got to be coming. That's probably coming at Bad Blood. I could see that being the Hell in a Cell match. Along, I could picture 3 Hell in a Cell matches
Yes.
at Bad Blood.
Yes.
I really, really could, or at least a steel cage
Yes.
and a Hell in a Cell for men's and the women's. Like, Liv, Rhea, Hell in a Cell, Damian, Finn, steel cage, Punk and McIntyre, Hell in a Cell, or 3 stages of Hell. Whatever the WWE bots out there, whatever they want to take away from this, by all means, write that down for Triple H, and then just mail me my residuals. Mail us our residuals, here at
I know
Tribal Reign
that's
Media.
right.
We are open
I
for
know that's
business
right.
business
Absolutely.
inquiries
Absolutely.
at TribalReignMedia,
Yes,
at
indeed. Yes, indeed.
gmail.com. So just an idea, just throwing that out there. Feast versus Prin will eat apps. Yeah, it'll eat like
For sure.
the Gremlin Tonga did after midnight.
Yeah.
Next up, speaking of
That
eating,
voice is crazy.
the match I'm most excited for, we got a stipulation on it. So we're bound to see some color here. Strap match, CM Punk, Drew McIntyre. Their second one, you got to think we're going for a trilogy. I got Punk getting his revenge, getting his bracelet back, and new friendship bracelet champion CM Punk over Drew McIntyre.
Much to my dismay, I know you don't like Drew, but everyone knows that I love Drew. I am sad to say that I do feel like Punk has the advantage here because I'm not saying that Drew hasn't had strap matches, but the way that we said Cody loves to bleed, CM Punk, he might be the only, him and Moxley, they're like the Blood Brothers, like they love to bleed. CM Punk, like I feel like he wakes up thinking of ways to bleed. Like he loves to bleed. And every strap match I've ever seen of his was brutal. So unfortunately, I do see Drew McIntyre losing. That just pains me to say. It's just I hope, but it's like you said, if they're doing a trilogy, I do think Punk is going to take this one, but I think Drew is going to win the last one. I think he's going to end up coming out on top.
And
Ultimately.
it could very well. There could be so many different ways that they do that, where Drew does get that moment, that final moment. But I want it to end with a trilogy. I don't want to see them go into a 4th match and a 5th match and then make it a best of 7. They can do a trilogy, and then that can be it. And that's why maybe the 3 stages of Hell will make it, feel like it's even a longer feud, and it'll give them, more matches, so to speak, but they can still have, like, the first stage, have Punk win, then have Drew win the next one, and then have Drew win that 3rd one, and then he wins the trilogy. But yeah, I can see, I got Punk in this one, but then Drew McIntyre winning the eventual next one, and hopefully the final match of their feud, and then hopefully by that time, bring back Seth Rollins, and then do Punk and Rollins, and build that towards WrestleMania. So this is probably,
I like that. I do have a question for you though.
Mm-hmm.
This is my match that I'm looking forward to the most also, which once again, like I just can't not comment that once again, the matches that we're looking forward to most do not involve Cody, do not involve the biggest prize in wrestling. I'm more excited about Randy versus Gunta. I'm more excited about this. Taking you out. Yeah, like this one. Oh, so okay, so my question is, okay, we know that they're priming us for Rollins versus Punk. Where does Drew go after this?
I was thinking about that too whenever I started going down that road. There's no reason why he couldn't jump over to the Intercontinental picture. He's been out of the main event part for a minute. He can go over and have have a couple match. I mean, I guess you would want to keep him on a winning streak and keep him hot. But I mean, Brooke said it against Gunther, McIntyre and Gunther. I still don't see him winning. So it's like, what do you do? You know, I don't see him winning. There's no title for him to necessarily win because everyone is freshly new with their title run. So it's like whatever you do with him, you can't really give him a title. So it's just going to have to be an interesting story to tell. I mean, that's tough to say. So
I think I would like to see something. Speaking of people who don't need a title to be relevant and exciting, I would like to see him feud with Jay, because he's someone else. Jey Uso isn't doing anything except eating, so he's a great talent who is more over than pretty much everybody without a title. So if they can be in the super over without a title club, because you're right, they're not taking the titles off of anybody else. So have them have a feud.
Show that it you know, we don't need. I mean, you can make it. Give Jey Uso a friendship bracelet and have McIntyre do the same thing with Punk to Jey Uso and just chase him after his yeet bracelet. Heavy on the eating.
Or his yeet chain.
His yeet chain. The chain, the glasses, the bracelet, everything. I mean, at this point, it's like anything you make, you have McIntyre run after, and it not being the title that Cody has or the title that Gunther has. I mean, it's still going to be better than what we're seeing on Fridays.
It is. Sorry, Drew. That's my Scottish accent.
That was the strap match. Sorry, that leaves, I think there is only.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry. I just thought about something real quick.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so sorry. I just thought about something real quick. Did you see on NXT last night, and mention in the chat if you saw this, did you see when Joe Hendry was walking down the aisle, not the aisle, but down the hallway, and he pauses in front of a picture of Drew McIntyre, and he like smiles and nods? They might be, because we all know Joe Hendry is not going anywhere. Let's be so for real. Like TNA, just give him, just go ahead and draft up that letter right now, because he ain't coming back. Like Solo said about Roman, he ain't coming back. he's gonna be there, so they could do Joe Hendry versus Drew at some point, not right away, but I would like to run singing Scottish man versus Scottish psychopath. Becky said she saw it. Yep, it was not very subtle, but I like it.
I saw a brief clip of it on Twitter. I didn't, and then I saw because I saw McIntyre quote tweeted it and said like believe or something like that. But that would be, would be something that he could go do. He's already pretty much jumped from title scene to title scene without going down. Because if he goes down and chases Braun, he's still not going to win. And then people are going to be like, "Oh, he's just going back down to the main card. They're fumbling him." And then we're going to get the Drew Galloway should have been all aside from the tribal freaks of AEW.
Yeah,
I love that idea.
Yep, I
love that idea.
I agree.
I love that idea. I also love the idea of Jade and Bianca getting their tag titles back and then giving more opportunities for that potential turn, hopefully from Bianca on Jade, and we finally see heel Bianca. So I have a title change here for the women's tag titles, Jade and Bianca over Unholy Union.
Yes, I agree. I was watching, I think it was WrestleMania. They were saying they had the prediction that the Unholy Union will retain and that they're going to set up for that heel turn right here with Bianca getting mad at Jade for making a mistake or something. But I disagree. I feel like there's too much. Jade and Bianca are too over for them to not have the titles. I feel like they never should have lost them. I said that back at, what was it? Clash. When did they lose them? Was it Clash at the Castle?
Yep.
Yeah, it was Clash at the Castle.
Yep.
Yeah,
Clash
they never should have lost them. I mean, if Drew could lose in his home country, Unholy Union could lose in their home country. And it's not that they're bad. Like, they're extremely talented, but I felt like it was just very abrupt to end Bianca and Jade's run there. So yeah, I'd like to see them get them back. But I'm very curious to see how is this going to tie in with Naomi, because we know Naomi and Blair Davenport have their ongoing feud, and like Blair has been the Unholy Union's third, and Naomi has been part of the big three with Jade and Bianca. So I'm curious to see how are they going to, like, who's going to interfere? Like, is Blair going to interfere? Is Naomi going to interfere? Like, how are they going to play that out so that we can get Jade versus Bianca without the thirds from each team getting ignored, I guess is the word.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah. Yeah, I that is I see it exactly that way too. My question is, why not make a six match on the card and do Blair versus Naomi, and give Blair a taste of a PLE match, even if it's on the kickoff show, and just to have both their both of the thirds for these teams there. So then it's like if they do interfere, at least it's like, okay, well, it makes sense that they're interfering. Not like, we're getting a tag title match, and then all of a sudden we're getting two others that are involved in this never ending storyline. It's just like whenever we saw Karrion Kross and the Pride feuding over and over again, and then at the Rumble, they AOP came out and interfered with the Profits or whatever it was. It's like, why not just make it complete and don't leave it up for, okay, when is this going to happen, and then it happens. Just like, okay, it makes sense that happened more so. Agree. I believe we
I
ain't gonna
agree.
get
I agree with
Bianca
you.
and Jade until next year, and that's fine. I mean, that's fine with me. But like, let's start
Mhm.
at least teasing it now.
I think that's fine too. Yeah, I agree with that. And I was surprised they didn't make this a six woman. But at the very least, they could do. I'm like, okay, if it's not going to be, well, maybe they are trying to save that for Bad Blood, maybe, since it
That's
has
true.
become such a heated feud. But they do need. I agree. They do need to wrap that up because I would like to see a fresh feud.
Yeah, and not even like make it a total like a six woman match. Just like Blair and Naomi one on the card somewhere, even if it's on the pre-show, and then they're at least there.
Hmm.
We know they, and like, and they're not just, oh, they just
Hmm.
made the trip just to be there and just to come interfere. They made the trip over because they had their own match, and then they just happened to be there. And then
Oh
if it
yeah.
ends that way with the interference, then it's like, okay, well, now it's ended with interference and they screwed Jade and Bianca out of a title. So like, let's put a stipulation on it and just make it a six woman, and then end up, like you said, at Bad Blood. Like, that like,
Hmm.
again, WWE bots, burner accounts, Triple H, if you're listening, by all means, residuals. We will gladly accept that. Just throwing that out there again.
Yes, indeed. I love that. Love it.
And that will bring it down to that was, yeah, that was it. That was the last one on Bash. So, and like you did say,
Okay.
we will be doing NXT No Mercy as well, and I did see this on Twitter last night. The NXT Championship with special guest referee Trick Williams. I got Ethan Page retaining, mainly because I don't want to see Joe Hendry any more than what I already do see him. So I have him retaining. Whoops.
Dear goodness, you don't believe, Nick? You
No.
don't believe?
Nah.
You don't believe in Joe Hendry?
Nope.
That's
I don't.
my Scottish accent is not. It's not good. Well, I agree with you that Ethan Page is retaining, but I do like Joe Hendry because he's so camp and like I like it. I'm easily amused, so I think it's funny. But with Trick here, I think Trick is going to turn heel. I don't think this is going to be a good clean 1, 2, 3. I think we're getting a heel turn, but I do think Ethan is going to retain because he hasn't even had it that long. What, a couple months or something?
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to think. Yeah, probably since maybe June or July. So yeah, like 2 months at the most. But
Battleground,
yeah,
I think.
I like that,
Yeah.
and you got to think if Ethan is still playing that, playing the fence as the heel, and Joe Hendry is over with everyone, no matter how much I don't get it. You got to think that that heel turn will be targeted to Joe Hendry. So yeah, I agree with that for sure. Um, the next one, NXT Women's Championship, Jada Parker and Roxanne Perez. I would be okay here with Roxanne losing her title and then coming up to the main roster with the new the late September call ups that they tend to sometimes do, and with the new season of Raw and SmackDown being on the way with the switch over to USA, I can see them bringing up Roxanne from NXT and kind of maybe even the same thing with Trick Williams down the line before the year is over. But I would like to see Jada Parker over Roxanne Perez.
I would as well, especially because Roxanne is what, a 2 or 3 time champion already.
Yeah,
She's proven her dominance. I think that I would be okay with her losing. Jada is super over. She's very popular. And I agree with what you said about the call up. Like, I think she's ready. So I don't think it would hurt her to lose it.
no, no, it's time. If Trick Williams had his time like coming up, and I know that they kept them down in NXT because they wanted them to be the face of this new era. But it's like whenever they switch over to the CW, you got to think that's going to be another new era. So it's like you can kind of get the last bit of the NXT 2.0 class out of NXT and hand it over to a Jada Parker, to an Ethan Page, to a Javon Evans, to everyone else that's killing it down in over not down but over in NXT. So Jada over Roxanne, 1000%.
Hmm. Yeah.
We got Obafemi versus Tony D'Angelo for the North American Championship. I mean, I haven't watched much, but I do know that the triple threat at the last NXT pay per view that I did, um, the one at the Apex, was really really good. So I got Obafemi and then retaining, and then going into the October one, will be between then and that now in the October one. I think that's when he will lose it and then join Roxanne Perez in the late September call ups as we switch over networks and everything changes once again for the WWE.
Hmm. Okay. I agree with you that I have not watched them as much either. But doesn't D'Angelo have some henchmen, some homies, some friends
I,
that might interfere
I
here?
That is true. That is very very true. You can the bio there says he lost the Heritage Cup, dedicated himself to becoming a superstar to dethrone Obafemi. So I mean, who knows what yeah, who knows what they got cooking up down there in NXT and in Denver on Sunday.
Hmm. Yeah, this I feel like this one could go either way.
Uh, yeah, ooh, not one side or the other. If you had to pick one.
If I had to pick, I guess I would say Femi retaining, because I do see him getting called up as well. Because he could be a good counterpart to Odyssey Jones. Like if because okay, the New Day's got Odyssey Jones. What if Karrion Cross? Cause, so we've already established that he's got plenty of people around him, and it's still not hitting like it should or could. What if his like ace in the hole could be Oba Femi, like big dude versus big dude? I like equal matches. I like
Yeah,
equal weight classes.
yeah,
That could be a good one.
yeah. I was thinking. I mean, Odyssey Jones and Obafemi. I mean, that's money. Bronson Reed and Obafemi.
Oh,
I mean,
oh,
Bra-
Bronson.
Braun Strowman couldn't take him out. So I mean, what's left?
Man, I
Who's
know that
left?
one surprised me. I was like, man, like Bronson Reed is taking he flattening. I think let's be very specific. He is flattening some very tough competitors. Like we all know Rollins is tough as nails, Braun Strowman is tough as nails and huge, and he flattened him like a pancake on the
Mm-hmm.
top of a car. That was insane. I watched that so many times. Like Bronson Reed has the strongest sternum in the business that he's able to do tsunami after tsunami and like not knock the wind out of himself. Dude is he's a G.
On top of that car, which was real glass, so we can cry me a
Cry me a
river,
river.
cry me a river.
2 weeks.
Oh,
2 weeks.
the North American champion, from one North American championship to the other one, the women's North American championship, Kalani Jordan versus Wendy Chu. I don't know, never knew much about Wendy Chu, but I just saw a video of her finally getting a win, or getting a win with one of her moves, and I never really understood because when I started doing NXT, she was out and then she came back as I kind of had to stop. So, I mean, I'm gonna go with Kalani retaining, but I could see Wendy winning, and then Kalani Jordan maybe getting bumped up to that main title card. Yeah, yep, that is. I got Kalani Jordan retaining.
I do think Kalani is going to retain, but we saw on Tuesday Wendy recruited Rosemary to help do her dirty work. So
Right,
I think
right.
Kalani is going to retain, but I think after the match, Wendy and Rosemary are going to go to work on her like they did. They're going to double team her. I think she's still going to get beat up, unfortunately, which makes me sad because I like her, but she might need a friend. She's going to need some backup.
And it would just be another interesting layers on top of layers on top of layers. Uh, from that, we
Speaking of
go
which,
over.
where is Sol Ruka?
Yeah, what was I just saw something on, or I think London was just saying that she was I think had or she can't not wearing a knee brace anymore. So I don't know if she was hurt or just like
Oh.
limited to what she was doing. But I think she's not wearing the knee brace anymore. So I mean that would be I haven't been watching NXT. Which I need to start up again, especially with them coming on to the CW and being over in Chicago, and Punk going to be on there and going head to head with AEW on that Tuesday. Oh, I can't wait. Especially with what AEW teased the other night with Moxley saying it's not your company anymore. So here comes the money. Whoops.
Mm-hmm. Uh-oh.
You see what I did there? See what I did there? My girl Lonnie is retaining
Absolutely.
point blank. Period. Yeah. Yeet.
Oh yeah, he's retained.
NXT Tag Team Champions Chase U versus Nathan Frazier and Axiom. I'm still not sold on Chase U. I mean, I get it, but I also I never really got it. So I mean, but I think they just won the tag title, so I got Chase U retaining.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, they just won them. I don't see them losing them anytime soon.
All right. I think we've pretty much been on the same page for every single pick, if not one or two maybe. This one, Wesley and Zach Wentz.
I know Wesley just turned heel. It would really establish dominance as a heel because he went from like a super over face. That was a heel turn. A lot of people didn't see it, but I saw it. I pretty much always see heel turns coming because I'm always like chomping at the bit for someone to turn heel. So when he did it, I was like, oh, I did it. I think Wesley is gonna win this.
I like Wesley to win here as well. And I think that is how does NXT? I think NXT has more matches on the card than what Bash and Berlin does. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, they got one more match than. Yeah, that's it. So that is the NXT and Bash and Berlin's pick portion. I will get that chopped up and edited and just upload that as a regular video for anyone who misses the live to go back and watch that. Look at that, 2 hours or nearly 2 hours again already in the books. and we know we're gonna do at least double that tomorrow, and have even more Cody slander as we watch him come back and cry on our TVs on Fox for just a little bit longer, and then he's going to go over and do that on USA. So that was the first episode of the Bloodline Breakdown here on Tribal Reign Media. Nick from Sleep Sports Media, Martina from Martina Talks Wrestling, and both of us from Tribal Reign Media. Until the next time, which is tomorrow, make sure you sub to the YouTube, all three YouTube channels, all the Twitters, Twitch. I have a Twitch up. Might just end up switching the name to Tribal Reign Media, making that the Twitch, and kind of get some growing on there and whatnot. And then of course more Facebooks and more stuff to come as well as we get this, as we start this. And thank you for tuning in. The chat, of course, is always the awesome. Brooke is see you
Yes.
tomorrow. I know you're going to be twisted my arm for me to stay on and slander Cody into all hours of the night. But I do work tomorrow,
Because we
so
know it's so hard for you to slander Cody. We just got to pull it out of you, like pulling teeth to get you to slander
oh,
Cody.
it's more so you gotta pull my teeth for me to watch him and pay attention to him and be awake during his, oh man, I'm already getting started. I had one more in me. Um,
It's too easy.
and
It's too easy. It
another
will.
one,
Exactly.
another.
Absolutely.
So
The chat, like we're the chat, we are harmonious, we are in sync, and I must say, thank you all for being here for real, because I see 79 people here right
yep,
now, which
yep,
is really cool. Thank y'all for
yep,
being here.
yep.
And even if we thank you so much for the chat, people who have commented and engaged. Thank you so much. And if you haven't, don't be shy. No pressure, but don't be shy. Say hello, because unfortunately, we don't know who's here unless you say something. We
Yep.
see the number of people here, but not specifically names unless you're in the chat. So if you want to shout out, drop a comment, and we'll give you a shout out.
Yep. It is. This is going to be a fun ride. We're just getting started, and this is going to be a lot of fun. So we will see you tomorrow for SmackDown, for the final bell, and then all weekend long. So watch alongs on Saturday, Sunday, and plenty more for the start of into the week, into the fall season, as we get closer and closer to the switches of media deals and everything else under the sun. So thank you again for watching, and we will see you tomorrow night. We're out. Peace.